Welcome back to 5 Minute Fitness Friday. Remember to like and subscribe, and we have a lot to talk about today, so let's get started. Today we're going to talk about strength training with weights. I had a request for tips on proper form when you're incorporating weights into your workout. So I'm going to use 6-pound weights today. You can use whatever you have on hand at home. You can start with 3 pounds, you can use 5 pounds, whatever you want to start with, and then you can adjust higher or lower depending on what you might need. There are many different things you can do. We're just going to focus on a couple today. We're going to start with a bicep curl. So I'm going to turn to the side so that you can see my form. When you start a bicep curl, you want to hold your weight. Do you see where my wrist is? It's in a neutral position. It's not like this. It's not like this. It's straight down. You want to grip your weight, but you don't want to grip real tight with your hand, because you want to be squeezing the muscle you're working, not squeezing through your hand. So, my arm is straight down, come up, and you're squeezing this bicep muscle. And then when you bring your arm down, you're releasing that. Squeeze and release. And if you put your hand on your bicep, as you do that, you can feel the muscle contracting and releasing. You can feel it working. So, look at the form of my arm while I'm doing this. There's no movement above my elbow. It's all below my elbow. My wrist is staying neutral. I'm not gripping the weight too tight. The squeeze is here, not here in my hand. So up and down. So, we talked about different weights, or different sizes of your weights. If you have a weight that's too light, you may find yourself swinging like this. You don't ever want to be swinging when you're using weights. You want to keep it a very controlled movement. Don't swing. So if you're swinging, your weight might be too light, and you can go up a little bit heavier. If you find yourself doing this, your weight might be too heavy and you're not able to just lift it with the contraction of the bicep, so you're using your body to propel it forward. If you're doing that, your weight might be too heavy and you might want to come down a little bit. So really concentrate on the muscle you're working, which is the bicep, and watch yourself. See if your form is good. See if that arm is staying still except below the elbow. See if you can feel this contraction in your bicep. Make sure your wrist is in a good position. Make sure you're not squeezing that weight too tight with your hand. And focus on what you're doing. And there is your basic bicep curl. All right, next up is the tricep kickback. So when you're working the triceps, this is your tricep muscle right here. Again, turning to the side. You want your body slightly forward. My knees are soft. When we did our biceps, this was our form. When we're doing our triceps, slightly forward, and this is your starting position. So again, your wrist is neutral, you're not gripping this too tight with your hand, and we're going to extend your arm back, squeezing the tricep muscle. If you stick your hand here right now, you can feel that it's tight. And bend, and extend back. Now, you want to fully extend your arm. You want this elbow to be locked when you're back here. If you are just doing this, that you're not quite straightening your arm, you're not getting the full contraction in the tricep. So, fully extend it, lock the elbow, release. Extend, release. And think about that muscle you're working, squeeze it as you straighten your arm. Now, again, as we talked about with the biceps, if your weights are too light, you don't want to be swinging. I see a lot of this when people are working triceps. Do you see what I'm doing? Not only am I swinging, but look at the movement of my shoulder. So yes, I am hitting those triceps, but I'm also working that shoulder. That's not what we want here. You want this arm to be perfectly still except below the elbow. So make sure you're not swinging. That's the main thing with any weight exercises that you're doing. You don't want to be swinging. You're not swinging, you're controlling those muscles, and concentrate. Focus on whatever muscle it is you're working, and it will help you keep your good form. Good job today. Have a great week. We'll see you next week.